Hi everyone, this is Donny Lowy from Closeout I'd like to share with you my thoughts on a very important subject. You know, there are many people, whether they're retailers or other wholesalers or jobbers, flea market vendors, eBay sellers, or other online sellers who are always looking for cheap wholesale clothing. Now, while it's definitely admirable to look for really good deals in the wholesale and closeout business, if you're focused solely on purchasing clothing based on price and you're looking for the lowest price clothing, you're going to run into situations where you're going to end up buying clothing which you're going to have a very hard time selling, and you're going to realize why the clothing was cheap to begin with. So I recommend, if you are going to buy clothing, you should focus more on the demands of your customers as opposed to the price. From my experience in my wholesale and closeout business, I've always been able to do better with clothing that my customers naturally want, instead of me having to market it to them. In other words, I could do much better with a Tahari suit than I can with a boutique label suit, which I'll have to explain to my customers why it's such a great suit. And yeah, they might buy it and they might really like it, but I'm still going to have to sell it, so to speak, while a Tahari or Jones New York suit almost sells itself. So the same thing happens with cheap clothing. If you buy very cheap clothing, yeah, you're going to get it at a very low price, but you're going to have to put a lot more effort into selling that clothing. Your customers might like it or they might not like it. So I always recommend, first focus on the brand and the style and the fashion of the clothing. If it is very nice and you believe there's going to be a very big demand for it, then negotiate on the price. But don't start out by looking for clothing just based on the price. And that's for that reason. That's why I specialize in my warehouse in department store clothing, brand name clothing, because that's the kind of clothing that there is a demand for. And even if the margin I work with is not as big as a margin as there is on private label clothing, but there is a very large demand for that brand name clothing, and that's why I prefer to focus on it. And I believe the same thing takes place on the retail level. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, send me an email or call me. My website is closeoutexplosion.com. Have a great day.